Good evening, and thank you for joining us. We're going to begin with breaking news, a potential breakthrough in the treatment of coronavirus. 100 days after the first person was diagnosed right here in the U.S., the country's top infectious disease doctor says tonight there is clear evidence an experimental drug is showing results in slowing COVID-19. Dr. Anthony Fauci says early trials show the drug called remdesivir is capable of blocking the virus. And while it is by no means a cure, tonight there are indications that the FDA is moving forward to authorize emergency use of the drug in some situations. And as we come on the air, more than 1,036,000 cases have been confirmed nationwide. And the virus has killed more than 60,000 here in the U.S. It is also having a devastating impact on American businesses. A report out today shows the U.S. economy shrank by nearly 5% from January through March, just as stores and restaurants began closing. Economists say second quarter numbers will be even worse. And with more and more states now pushing to reopen, tonight President Trump says he will not extend those federal social distancing guidelines when they expire tomorrow. He's going to leave it up to governors to decide what's appropriate. So there's a lot to cover tonight, and CBS's Mola Lenghi is going to lead us off tonight in New York City. Mola?
Well, Nora, perhaps the only thing more urgent than testing, like New York City is doing at pop-up sites like this, has been the race to find a treatment. Well, today a significant development as a drug that was originally developed to find a treatment for the Ebola virus has now become the new best hope in treating the coronavirus.
With the COVID-19 death toll passing 60,000, today a sign of hope, a potential treatment in the experimental antiviral drug remdesivir, which according to the NIH showed positive early results.
Remdesivir has a clear-cut, significant positive effect in diminishing the time to recovery.
Dr. Anthony Fauci said the 4-day faster recovery time in patients taking the pill was significant enough to interrupt the clinical trial so other COVID-19 patients involved could be offered the drug too.
What it is proven is that a drug can block this virus.
A smaller Chinese study published in the medical journal The Lancet today was less conclusive about remdesivir's overall benefit, but did confirm faster recovery in patients who received earlier treatment.
Now we have a weapon.
CBS News medical contributor Dr. David Agus.
For the first time, I can say we are on offense rather than defense, because we literally have been on defense.
The stock market pushed higher on the news, led by remdesivir's maker, Gilead, and Pfizer, which announced today a vaccine trial in Germany could begin in humans next week. But frontline testing is still the key to stopping the virus's spread. The 1.5 million conducted last week in the U.S. is far short of the minimum 3.5 million a week needed, according to a Harvard report. But testing for COVID-19 antibodies is expanding. In New York City, they are now available in walk-in urgent cares. Quest Diagnostics Chief Medical Doctor WOHLGEMUTH says people can now also buy their test online.
As we now have antibody data available around the country at scale, that data is going to be really useful as we think about opening up.
In hotspots like New York, long lines at a food bank show the economic desperation, and overnight, disregard for social distancing. Police were forced to disperse thousands of mourners crowded on Brooklyn streets after a funeral Tuesday night. The mayor called the gathering alarming.
Even if they didn't mean to, would spread a disease that will kill other members of the community is just unacceptable to me.
And with more than 100,000 coronavirus patients hospitalized, every day there is a story of recovery. Like 75-year-old Sonia Ati of Queens, New York. The grandmother of 2 was on a ventilator, hospitalized for nearly 3 weeks. Tuesday, she got to go home, just in time for her granddaughter's 6th birthday.
Well, late this afternoon, we learned that Florida, just 1 day after reporting its highest single-day death toll, will begin its plan to reopen the state on May 4th. Now, the governor says that much of hard-hit south portion of the state, including Miami, will not be allowed to reopen most of its businesses, with the exception of golf courses and parks. Nora?
All right, Mola, thank you.